Yes, people, and welcome back to Normski TV and the What's Going On podcast. People, if you are new, please do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe and share. Yeah, absolutely subscribe on the road to 1K. And I know that you guys can get me there. I don't know if you're going to get me there before the season starts, but it would be a start. Yeah, I really appreciate the community and big up to Todd Burge, man. What you saying, boy? Smash up the likes, and I hope you are well, families well, and that we are recovering from what we call a terrible season, as far as I'm concerned. Some people might say, yeah, this is a good season for Arsenal. For me, bang average, if not below average. And we will get into all of that. And yeah, look, I'm gonna stop talking, but as I say, people, hit that like button, subscribe and share if you are new. And I'm gonna stop waffling now and get Mr. Big D in, my trusted compadre. Yes, sir. In the house, my friend. What are you saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah, all good, mate. All good.
All good, all good, all good. And how's family life treating you? How's the weekend been?
Yeah, it was a work weekend for me, unfortunately, but I still, I still had the moments to just hang for a bit with Shane and do some stuff. So yeah, man, big up Craig.
Yeah.
Stuff. So yeah, it was a busy weekend, but there's, managed to get some downtime.
I was
as well, busy on the contract as well. So
I can imagine. I can imagine. Yeah, the weekend for me, busy. I was up in the Midlands, funny enough. I was up by the missus sorting out some business up there. And then come back down. We work for a charity, as you know, we was doing, we did an international, because Monday was International Families Day. So we put on a big old barbecue in the church grounds. Loads of people came down, Bouncy Castle, music, football, you name it. And it was all there, bro. It was all happening. It was all happening.
Stuff, man. Good stuff.
So it's been a good weekend. But Big D, I want to just say this here. I didn't have my phone on. It's only when I came back. As you all know, it was the parade. My missus was going to go to the parade, but because she was involved in this, she couldn't make it. But look, our thoughts and prayers go out to those people. Unfortunately, that was gone up there just to go and enjoy Liverpool winning, that trophy and doing the parade and everything, only to have some madman, some lunatic trying to take out people. Absolutely crazy.
I mean, I don't know what's wrong with people, man. What is wrong with the human race?
Bro, I don't know.
And I shouldn't even put everyone into that bracket, but there's just individuals that always look to do a madness for whatever reason, attention seeking. I mean, you don't just drive a car with people, man. I mean, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Because you treat animals better. You know what I mean? As human beings, just celebrate. Let them celebrate their team. What is that? Obviously trying to make some kind of statement. I don't know whether this was a political statement or what. I don't know what.
I don't know, because first thing that comes in people's minds is that is it a terror attack or whatever? I mean, obviously they reminded the fella, 53-year-old guy, and apparently he was high on drugs and all of that. But I mean, and listen, I mean, we saw some of it that was posted off of X, and it's like, I mean, I couldn't watch anymore, man. It's like this is just crazy. Then, the people tried to drag him out the car, and police were there and everything, but it could have been worse. But thankfully, yes, people have been injured and whatnot. Some are returning back home. I don't know what the extent is now in terms of how many people left in hospital, but we pray for their fast recovery. And all we're going to remember this parade for is a lunatic trying to kill people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just for the wrong reasons. Again, happens so often, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Where things that are meant to be for good turn into evil. So we just pray for the families and
pray for the family. And I'll tell you what, D, I'm not funny, but you know how it goes, brother. That man, when he does end up in prison, brother.
Yeah, he's done, isn't he? Unfortunately,
he's done out here, bro. He's done out here because retribution, justice, You know what I mean?
So someone always knows someone who knows someone that's inside. No one's. It's always that kind of madness, isn't it?
Absolutely crazy, bro. But listen, thoughts and prayers go out to him. And obviously, the chat will obviously agree with us as well. Thoughts and prayers do go out to him. Yeah, Todd. Yeah, the mutants. Yes, as usual, covering up Yeah, big up to the Arsenal women Champions League for a second time against all the odds. Big D, Real Madrid, Leon, yeah, and Barcelona.
Barcelona.
9-1.
Yeah.
They had this team not to win this game. 9-1. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, they go there, and pretty much our manager, the one that I would take over Arteta, shows him how to win and get over the line.
Right. Handle
Big up
business.
to them. They had a trophy lift outside the armory. It wasn't a parade. They had a trophy lift outside the army. And yeah, big up to them. Torbert just saying the Mutas are using the Women's Championship League success to cover up the men's season. All we're going on to getting next season's excuse, more referee VAR and other live events. You couldn't have put it any better, Todd, mate. You could not have put it any better. And AFC just reminded you, Big D, that your team lost today. I didn't even know that your man's over in Malaysia doing a thing over there, bro.
That's what I was saying on the chat, Norm. They literally left the night after winning the Villa game. They left that night to fly. I mean, what are we doing here? That's not cattle. That's human beings, man. But, like I said on the chat and the voice notes, that when you take Adidas money, Snapdragon money, this money, it's mad. If you ever see, after game interview where he stands in front of the board,
yeah,
and you see how many sponsors are behind him, it's ridiculous. So you're owned, you know what I mean? So they had no choice. Like Ruben said, we're just going to come and show our faces for the fans. But as Ed quite rightly said, these are probably farmers, bakers, candlestick makers, the ones. And these lot weren't up for it because they didn't want to be there. But you know what? But you're wearing it on the chest, Snapdragon controlling that. Go and put them to bed, like Ed said. A nice little 7-0, but nah, man. He actually, I think I said, either 18 or 19 subs. He was subbing subs off.
Yeah.
As how crazy it was.
In the first half, I mean, obviously it's quite hot and humid over there.
Yeah,
I get it. And I said, as you say, farmers, bakers, candle makers, you name it. But I think what Ed's essentially saying is like, listen, even if you go over there, you can't be letting this team. I get it. You've just had a full season.
I agree with him. Yeah. I'm like, just go hang with that. I mean, even start your best 11, go 3-0 up, and then just throw the kids on. Just because he brought. I said to Ez, half of the names I don't even know these mans. So these are all academy guys that I suppose they're just saying, come and get the experience. The club are paying for it. Come on, and just come on and do something. But there's no way we should lose that game.
Yeah,
and you can't say, sure, I can't be bothered. Take the shirt off and leave then. That's where I've got with it now. No, burn the stadium down, and you lot that can't be bothered. Take the shirt off, clear out your locker, and just keep walking. Actually, go upstairs, rip up your contract, and say, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. And just walk out the door. I'm okay with that.
Badge is too heavy, brother.
If it leaves us with 10 players, so be it.
Yeah.
Just get going.
Well, look, listen, we'll come into that. You're getting Cooney over the line, so he wants to play for you guys. And I think you're going to be I think you'd requested that if you could pay it in 5 installments, and then they said no. If you want it
3,
I think it's free installments.
It has to be 3.
Yeah. I mean, Man United moving a little bit there.
Embarrassing, bro. Stop that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's why I can't believe it, D. A club of your stature and your heart's in for Clara payments, man. What's going on?
Ridiculous. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, as you know, Norm, every club does installments now. That's the way they do business.
Yeah, we know. Yeah,
but don't take the P.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you want him. He wants to come. Everyone's in agreement with that. 3 installments, get it done. If it means that we can only sign 3 players in the summer, then so be it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that they decided, listen, we ain't going to muck about and try to haggle and that, and then you lose that, like you lost out with other players in the past, you know what I'm going to say? And so,
we got to do things different, man.
So I'm assuming at some point he will be having his medical, and that, and then we'll see where we go from there.
We'll look for the here we go at some point. But
what 93 million for Sesko? Well, listen, they can keep their 93 million.
Yeah, keep him.
I go for Sesko. I mean, not Sesko. Gokeres, lower buyout clause. Go and get this guy. Stop mucking about and go and get this guy. Liverpool, I ain't mucking about, brother. Yeah, they've just won a league and they're getting Frimpong over, possibly Vertza. and who's out? Kurtzky. Yeah, at the moment so far. Yeah, and maybe Gokrich could be on their radar as well.
I'm about to
You know
say
what I
that's
mean?
what you don't want. You don't want Gokrich going to Liverpool.
If that happens, man, that's it. Dynasty. Yeah, Liverpool dynasty
Because
for the
there's
next
rumours
years.
that Isaac's going to stay put
Yeah,
at
yeah,
Newcastle. So
yeah.
there's not much on the market, you know, no striker wise. You
It's
can't
not.
play games. If
There's
you
not.
lot want him, go get him, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and I don't know where his preference is. He hasn't really come out and said that, to my knowledge. About, you know, sometimes players' agents hint that, like Kuna's agent's been saying, no, he's always wanted United, and United been talking to him from last summer. So there was always kind of an agreement. Listen, we're still interested.
Yeah. But Wolves, listen, Wolves played a good, business there. You know, they done well in saying, listen, help us, keep us up. Yeah, we'll give you a new contract, better conditions, better whatever salary, and then at the end we'll put that buyout clause in there, and then you keep us up, and you're free to go. So Wolves have come out well out of this. You know, they've done well. He's kept them up, which is really. I mean, listen, winning 6 games on the bounce, something that Man United couldn't do. They couldn't even do 2 games.
Exactly, bro. Right.
Listen,
and I think you see what you just said there about signing a new contract. This is what Liverpool fans wanted Trent to do: sign a new contract with a buyout clause and make Real Madrid put some money back in Liverpool coffers. And that never happened. So this is where a lot of the bitterness has come from with Trent, because he didn't sign a contract with the
at the end of that last game
what Cunha did.
The last game he played for them, the fans were a little bit more lenient on him. You know, there wasn't news that you heard previous. So look, he looks like he's on his way to Real Madrid, and listen, long may he have a great time over there.
He served a life sentence. Phil, listen, Norms. If you mess around, go to prison and give you 25 years, if you get your head down, you're probably out in 20 or 21. He's done a life sentence for Liverpool. He's won 2 titles. He's won the Champions League. Allow it.
Cunha, what's the favourite Man United number, Big D? What is it?
Number 10, man. He's got to get a number 10. But then a certain player is on his way back from Aston Villa. Saying that, I don't quite fancy Villa. Villa don't quite fancy you, my star. You know what I mean? Lower your expectations and your wage demands, and you might get a move. He's holding out for Barcelona, apparently, no? So we'll see. Ambitious, I give him that.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But listen. Before we really kind of get into the nitty gritty, just to let the chat know what's on the menu tonight. As you know, we are going to be looking at the Prem season review and player ratings, what our respective clubs, how they've got on this season. Some good, some not so good, some bang average, some terrible. You know what I mean?
Absolutely shocking.
Some shocking, absolutely shocking. It's a discussion. We're going to look at ref watch, because there was a controversial moment, D, in your game, the Aston Villa game.
I've got a statement for you, Norm.
Yeah. So
I've got an official statement for you on that one, mate.
Okay, you got the official statement there from the PG Malloy, yeah? Right, okay. So we're gonna look at that one, because that was quite big, because Aston Villa missed out on a Champions League spot, and I'm not saying that Unai Emery was going to get sacked or nothing like that, but it was a bit controversial. So we'll look at that. And the other one here is: have Spurs put Arsenal in the mud? Have Spurs put Arsenal in the mud? People, the chat, let us know. Do you think Spurs have put Arsenal in the mud? And the fourth one is: transfer season around the corner, and some teams are doing potential business already. What is happening, Arsenal? What are we doing? What are we doing? Apparently, yesterday we was hearing that Zubi was holding out for Real Madrid to see what they were saying. You know what I mean? Because we're triggered. Apparently now we've triggered his 51 million buyout clause. We've triggered it. So what's the I don't know.
This is my problem, Norm. A player that you're keen on and you're hearing is holding out for see what Real Madrid do. That's not the player you want to come to your club, bro. Because he's a double-minded player. You know what I mean? He's edging bits.
Well, this is what I'm saying, because he did Liverpool dirty, innit?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Liverpool fans have not forgiven him, you know what I mean? I don't want him doing a Zubi doing a... Not to say that I really want him. I really want a striker first, D. That's my priority.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah. That's, you know what I mean? Get me a striker, sign up Partey to, another deal, with an extension or whatever it is. We know that Jorginho's going, and we need to really sort out that midfield area, because as I think what's the name said, 5 years, was it 5 years plus, this type of midfield Arteta has built is Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Moreno, Havertz. That's the midfield that we got right now. Not good enough. Not good enough to get us over the line. Not good enough to win us a major trophy. Not even good enough to win us a minor trophy at the moment. The way we're going on, 5 years into Arteta, 5.5 years into Arteta's reign, and Henry is giving it to him. Mr. Thierry Henry is
that enough, has he?
Well, listen, he's basically kind of said, he said, like, look, if I can find the actual, let me find the actual thing, because I don't want to misquote him, right? I don't want to misquote him. So let me just find the actual. Yeah. So basically, Thierry Henry was asked about Arteta, and he basically said that, look, he was doing a great job, but he goes on to talk. He goes on to talk about Man United. Like, I've played 5 finals in the last 5 years. The United that everyone laughs at, and played 5 finals in the last 3 years of building that building. We didn't reach a final. All right. So I do not understand when people ask the question. Surely you should compete for a trophy, being in a final. But the further up he goes, Arteta's relative lack of silverware at the end of the season, during which Newcastle and Crystal Palace claimed the domestic cups and Tottenham were triumphing in the Europa League, has raised questions. And while Henry continues to back the Spaniard, he knows that the drought cannot continue. And he basically criticized, and he said, one of my favorite, no, let's go there, because he was talking about us going for Julian Alvarez, which would be a good player. I know you would like to have him on your side. And he essentially what Thierry Henry was saying is that he was speaking to the overlap, and he told the overlap and said, when you look at injuries and you look at the players that came, okay, he bought players, he got Raheem Sterling.
Yeah, okay? That's not good enough, is it?
All right. When everybody wanted a 9, he had time to get a 9. He had time. So he's really emphasizing this, because I'm not the coach. I don't know how the discussion or everyone has been screaming for a 9, apart from when we win. By the way, when we beat Real Madrid, we didn't need a 9. No, he said you do need a 9. You do need a 9. And he goes on. And obviously, a lot of these top mutant fans are going to be upset with Thierry Henry calling him out.
Yeah, because he's not allowed to talk. And then Ian Wright goes, yeah, Junior, make it yourself. Then Ian Wright goes total opposite way. Where he probably overbanks the manager. So just like when our guys were keeping Ollie in the job, our ex-players, then I feel like someone like Ian Wright is keeping Arteta in the job, because he constantly backs him. He defends him to a fault. And he has to know that it is the business is the business of winning trophies. That's the business football. Any footballer that puts on a shirt and his boots is out there to win something, not to make up the numbers. So I think next season, Norm, I know it sounds like Netflix FC, but next season has to be it. Otherwise,
no excuses. There's no
excuses
now. The excuses is now run out for Mikel Arteta now. Yeah, these top fans know this is the case. They know the net is closing in on him. You know, the last game when we played Southampton, listen, you're scraping a 2-1 win against the bottom Southampton team that's won less, lost 30 odd games. Yeah,
and Norm,
and only won 2 for the season.
Right, and their fans had the audacity to banter you, bro. Did you see that?
Second again, ole, ole, ole.
And the Spurs song as well. They were singing the Spurs song, and I'm like, yo, just had the most tragic season ever with a. Let me look at it. Minus 60 goal difference and 12 points, and you're bantering the team in second. Right. That's a dark day.
Of course it is. Yeah, and I'm telling you now, Josh Kroenke's sitting there thinking he's just seen the women lift a Champions League. He's actually had the pleasure of touching silverware. Right. Something we haven't done for nearly 6 years. Yeah. Man is looking and saying, I've spent £750 million. Yeah. What am I seeing for my money?
Right.
What am I seeing for my money?
Let's be honest here, Norm. There's no way Liverpool should have come and did what they did. Arne Slot in his first season. Not a chance. But here we are.
This is it.
And really and truly, it was Arteta with chess. So that's on your watch, my guy. Now, I can't speak for my team. My team were nowhere near the races Your team was at the races. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for them to come and do that is like, yo, bro, when? You can't keep every season. You can't keep saying at the end of the season, okay, Mikael, when? Because we thought this was it.
Yeah.
Because Klopp left, so there's one less better manager for you to try and overcome. So when? It's mad.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. And you know, we're going into this new season and we need a complete overhaul of the side. Whether we get that is another thing, because we've just activated Lukonga's extension, so it's extended his contract for another year. So I don't know if that's because we're gonna then try and sell him in the summer, because obviously
he may have got a clause on money.
They've given him extended that contract for another year. I hope we sell him. You know what I mean? Just sell the guy. Don't send him on loan. Sell the guy. Get some money for him. Yeah, you're probably going to lose out on it because you spent nearly 17 million pounds on this guy, and he's been an absolute flop. Sell him. Get whatever money you get for him, and let's just move on from him, because he's obviously evidently not good enough for this side, and that's an Arteta signing. Yeah, and the money that Arteta's spent and squandered on this squad of 31 players, yeah, I probably could count on one hand.
But you see the 31 players as well now. Do you not think that the squad's too big as well?
No. He's bought 31 players. I'm not saying that.
Right. Yeah.
Remember last season, or season just gone, yeah, we went in the season with the smallest squad.
Right.
And if you take out Lewis Skelly and Ethan, it's a 22-man squad. And he knew we was going into it short. Yeah, and we keep coming back to the same argument that what he should have done in the summer, he didn't do. He was given money in the summer, last summer, to go and purchase a striker. And he goes and spends it on Calafiori, who is now injured again for the 6th time.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, £42 million spent on a horse. Yeah, what they normally do with horses that get injured, D? What do they do?
They put them out their misery, boy. Put them to sleep, innit?
Right. Yeah.
Good night and God bless.
Good night, God bless. See you. Go to another club, right?
Yeah,
but he spent that on him. He spent 30-odd million on Moreno. Yeah. For me, obviously Arteta's looking to try and get the Real Sociedad midfield in there, because if he gets a Zubimendi, that's my man, Moreno and Zubimendi in there. Yeah. Right. Moreno obviously was our IT solution when we didn't have a striker up front. And he gets 6 goals for us or whatever it is.
Yeah,
7 goals for us whilst he was playing up front for us, but he obviously evidently didn't help. Yeah, because we again fell short. We fell short, and Berta's got a lot on his hands. You know what I mean? And a lot of fans now are getting frustrated because you're seeing other clubs now doing things in the market. We've got the situation where the 10-day window is going to open from the 1st of June when they start playing the Club World Cup. Now I can't remember if it's the case. Is the window open only for those clubs that are playing in the Club World Cup, or is it open for everybody? That's what I need to know. And if anybody knows in the chat,
because I thought it was open for everybody, and then they pause it for the competition, and then reopen it again after the competition.
So the first to the 10 days, it's going to be open.
Yeah. So and that's enough to do some business, no.
Of course it is. But I'm assuming it's for everybody. I don't know.
Yes, it has to be. Otherwise, that's an unlevel playing field, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's open for everybody, and then they close it. I think out of respect for, you don't want someone being poached when you've taken them all the way to play this tournament. So I get that. And then after the tournament, bam, you open it again until the seasons, to the regular season start across to Europe. So. But like in that 10 days, I need to see something. I need to see some players go, whether even if they're on loan, and I need some deadwood gone. I don't want to ever see Harry Maguire captaining my team again, ever.
Yes,
we've been there and done that.
Mr. Man like H, what you saying, bro?
Big yourself, bro.
You there all the time, and we're always having conversation on our Arsenal Man's Them app. Yeah. Way into the night sometimes, early hours of the morning, yeah? You know how it goes, H, man. You know how it goes, my friend. Arsenal forever. Yeah, no, listen, H, you know me. I'm Arsenal forever. But sometimes you need to do dissecting. It needs a little bit of operation, yeah? It needs major surgery right now. This team needs some surgery in terms of, you look at our front 4 or 5 this season. Yeah, the top goal scorer is Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz got injured in February. Now, if you take another half-decent striker in the Prem or attacking midfielder, you take, for instance, Mbeumo, who's now got 20 league goals. 20
and
D.
7 assists,
20 and 7 assists. That's 20 GA. That's better than Kai. Now, Kai got injured in February, but before he got injured, he wasn't doing much. People were saying, "Come on, what's going on?" He wasn't doing the thing. Yeah, I know people. Listen, injury plays a part. It plays a part. Everybody gets injured. Yeah, we talk about unprecedented injury with Arsenal. Yeah, but we didn't have the worst injury. This is what I'm trying to say. People seem to think it's only Arsenal, but because we like to dump it on, and that's Arsenal, poor old Arsenal, poor old Arsenal. No, I'm sorry, guys. You know what I mean? That is down to Mikel not building the team correctly. Yeah, not buying what he was meant to do in the summer. And this is where we fell, because he looked at the bench and said, well, I can't use that. You know, you're spending nearly 200 million on left backs when you've got a proper left back in Kieran Tierney, who now is going on a free back to Celtic, where he will win titles. You might call it a Farmers League, but he's going to go and win titles there. Yeah, you're playing. You bought in when you bought in Timber. He was playing as a left back until he got injured. Right, 2 seasons he got injured as a left back. Yeah, you bought in Calafiori, who's a left-sided centre back. You're playing him at left back. Zinchenko, failed left back. They're not left backs. Then you're playing Lewis Skelly, who is a midfielder. You're playing him at left back. All that money that you spent, Kieran Tierney could have done a job there, but because Mikel Arteta wants to invert and do all these madness and copy Pep, and it doesn't quite work out, that's 200 million spent in that position alone.
But you know what? It's almost like Skelly got him out of jail, Norm. You know what I mean? The way he just adapted to that role. You know what I mean? And for me, if I'm Skelly, I'm making that my role. I'm not gonna have him go mid. I'm gonna say, right, I'm your new left back. Give me the number 4 shirt or whatever. You know the ones.
Yeah.
Man, I started. Yeah, you know what I mean? Just like, give me the number 4 shirt. I'm your new left back. And when you need to rest me, whoever plays. But when it comes to your best team, I'm your guy, because I think he's proven himself this season. No fear. You know what I mean? You know, there's probably certain things he has to adjust a little bit, but in general, he's angled himself. He's been on the big stage. Yes, that's it. Big up yourself, my guy. And he's handled his business. So for me, if I'm him, I'm gonna say to the governor, don't be moving me about. Just leave me at left back. Let me make that my own, because you don't fancy anyone else there, really and truly. And like you said, you don't want Chisenko there.
Yeah, but it's okay. So listen, this summer, whilst we're on it and we're on the transfer team, let's deal with that, because that was the transfer season is here, and people are doing potential business. So let's deal with that, and then we'll come back to the other subject. So just going with the transfers, as I say, Arsenal, we're linked with Gokares, who, when you look at this guy's stats, it's another world, brother. Go and get this guy. Yeah, go and get him. Right, Berta is interested in him, but Mikel Arteta is interested in Sesko. I don't want another project.
It's about characters again, isn't it, Norm?
It's characters.
With Arteta, it's about characters again. He probably feels like this Gokares character is a lot, ripping off his shirt and all that mad there, showing how buff he is and everything. Yeah, Jonathan, big up yourself.
Jonathan, big up to
right?
you.
So again, he's looking for a character that he feels that he can control. You don't need that. You need a bagsman.
Yeah.
And this is what we said about Ivan Toney last year. Like, go get someone that knows how to find the back of the net on a regular basis. And for me, it's just like we just keep doing it. You guys doing madness, we've done it. Like, I'm seeing the Leon Delap thing. I'm like, if Leon Delap wants to go play Champions League football, then go and sit on Chelsea's bench, my guy, because you're not starting for Chelsea.
Yeah,
you know the ones. You scored 12 goals and got relegated. Behave yourself. You know what I'm saying, Norms? Like, you're delusional, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like you, go get a senior guy and then let him have an understudy. That way, you rest him in the cup games. You pull him off after 65 minutes, and when you're 3-0 up, and this cat comes on and stretches his legs. But like, these guys want to behave like they're him. No, they're not him. Go get a bagsman. Also, got to do it. We've got to do it.
Yeah.
Like, stop playing games now. Because for me, the striker is the first thing, like you, I want to see through the door. Get me a striker. Forget Hoyland. Xerxes is telling you that he's a 10. He don't want to play up front. Who? Marcus is coming back. I fear we're stuck with Marcus now. I don't know why I fear that. I favour Tottenham. No one's touching that wage, man. $3.25 a week. Who's touching that? No.
That's crazy, brother.
Unless he goes on loan again, where
That's
we got
crazy.
chipping.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, no, big H. Listen,
Exactly,
we can't.
That's it.
H. There's no time. There's no time like now. Yeah, now is the time, the acceptable time. Let me preach, my brother. We need to do it because the expectation now. Last season, the expectation was for us to win the league. We've fallen short by 10 points. We're down on in terms of goals scored. You've only got to look at what our top. As I said, obviously our top goal scorer is 9 by Martinelli on 8. Yeah, so we scored 91 goals last season. D. Yeah, this season we scored 69. I think it was something like 69. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's it. If you know, big. I think it's something like 60 odd goals. We're well down.
Yeah. There you go. No, 69 conceded 34.
All right, there you go. Oh, there you go.
74 points.
Yep. Trossard scored 8 as well. Yep. Thank you for that stat. Yeah, keep bringing them in. Bring them in, my friend. Big up.
But this is the thing, Norm. As you know, you need at least your striker and your best midfielder to be in double figures to win a title.
Yeah,
you do. You just do, and you need your striker in the 20s. And the life, 12 to 15 from your best midfielder, who's probably getting you some good assists as well. There's got to be a balance there. And I'm not saying like all in it with basket, but this whole and then your wingers chipping in with at least 8 to 9 goals.
Well, that as I said, that happened in the 22-23 season. And you have to ask yourself the question of why is it completely changed? We've been asking ourselves this question. Me and H, we've been scratching our heads. Yeah, our bald heads or whatever hair that I've got left. Yeah. Why have we changed to this style of football? And the thing is what people are saying is if you bring someone like a Gokarez who's scored, you've seen his stats, they're absolutely easy, brother. Yeah. He will probably not get the same amount of goals that he got because they're going to call, that league, the sport, the what's the name, league as a farmers league or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So, yes, his goals are going to tally will come down. But if Manchester still come here and bag 20 goals plus,
exactly.
He bagged 36 or 38 goals. Just in the league alone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just in the league.
In the league alone, man.
Forget about cup competitions and
But you see, I think it's Arteta's style of play because he's so pragmatic and because he's so frightened of losing rather than going out and winning. When we was playing that free-flowing football, putting teams to bed, and the reason why we can quote Arsenal can quote us beating all the top 6 sides, and we haven't lost again to them in how many thousands of days and all of that, brother. We can quote all of that. At the end of the day, it doesn't get you a title. It does.
It's not even about that, no, Norm, is it?
But what I'm trying to say is the teams that we're meant to beat, like West Ham,
Aston Villa,
Brentford, those sort of teams. Why are we not putting them to bed?
Everton.
Those are the teams that are derailing us, and it comes down to this mentality, right? And the fact is, so we can have all the cups for the best amount of points tally between this year and that year, whatever in a calendar year. So what?
Yeah.
So what?
But it goes back to that mentality, Norm, that certain games, man feel they can just show up.
Yeah.
As in, just put on the shirt, walk out. They're going to see that we got a strong team and they're going to roll over for us. Nah, teams have got money, as we spoke about last week. And teams are, the bottom 3 kind of rolled over pretty much. But everyone else really puts up a fight. If you take us and Tottenham out of it, because I think we were horrendous in terms of in terms of what we did. Everyone else fights.
Yeah, I mean, you've stayed up with points that would have relegated you in seasons gone.
42, minus 10 goal difference.
Yeah, I mean Tottenham definitely. I mean, you get your
win. Norm, we were stuck on 39 points to game week 38. Let's not even kid ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like it's a whole that's just unacceptable. Just even if we had beaten Tottenham, it's still a very unacceptable season.
Yeah.
And there's no paper whatever the crap, whatever.
I asked you last week, D. I said to you, please, D. Please, D with Tottenham. Yeah, and now you let Spurs put us in the mud. Have Spurs put Arsenal in the mud? People in the chat, have Spurs put Arsenal in the mud? Because I'm telling you now, for a team that ended up on what, 38 points?
38 points, -1 goal difference.
Minus 1 goal difference. Minus 1 goal difference. They're now in the Champions League and they've hoisted a European Cup. And if they now beat either PSG or Inter Milan in the Super Cup, they would have surpassed Arsenal's history of European Cups. At the moment, they've doubled. They've doubled our cup. We've got 2 European Cups. They've got 4.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, they've had a bad season, but they've had a successful season because they've lifted a trophy and now they are sitting in, or when I say sitting, they have now made it into a Champions League position.
Yep.
And listen, Ang said it. What did Ang say? What did he say?
Said he always wins in his second season. He didn't say maybe wins. He said, I always win.
I always win.
He told us, and we didn't pay attention, especially us at Man United. We didn't pay attention.
What did he say in his I picked
he came with chess. I actually had to admire Andrew for that. He just came with chess, you know. I'm surprised he didn't bust a cigar and everything in a bottle of champers. That's how I would have rolled up, you know what I mean? The cigar in one hand and a bottle of champers and said, then I'll not tell you lot, I always win. I didn't say I maybe win. I always win. And so
there was something he said. He said
embarrassing.
He said something about what did he say? I'm trying to find it. Where is it? Is it this one? No, I can't find it. He said something about third season. I don't know if that was a little dig at Arsenal. I don't know if it was a little dig at Arsenal.
Yeah, I think probably was, mate, weren't it? Yeah, probably was.
Said, we always do something special in our third season. Or something like that. I've got to find the actual quote and I can't find it. It might be on another one. Where is it? Oh gosh, was it this one? I can't find it, man. If anybody knows what the quote he said, but literally, he just put us in the mud, man. We are in the mud. Yeah, we are in the mud. I like Sesko. He's a dribbler on the ball, can score more really good goals. I don't want another
like Benjamin.
I don't want another project.
How old is he? 23, 24?
No, about 21, 22, things like that.
Is he that young? Is he?
Yeah, Benjamin Sesko. Let me look. Benjamin Sesko. Yeah, I'm not. I don't want another project, brother. Benjamin Sesko is. What's Benjamin Sesko? He's 21.
Whoa.
21. So these are his stats for RB Lightspeak. So season 24-25, 13 goals, 5 assists. That's just another adverts, mate.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. 23-24 season, 14 goals, 2 assists. Okay. Now let me read Gokura's assists and GA. 7 assists, 39 goals, 24-25 season. Season before that, 29 goals, 10 assists.
How old is Gokura's, Norms?
20. Gokura's is, hold on. Gokura's is 20, I'm sure he's about 26, 27.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure Gokura's is that, 26, 27. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, man. It's got to be Gokura's for me, man. It's got to be Gokura's for me. Yeah, he's 26. He's 26.
26. There you go. Because that is the right age, you know, Norm. Because you buy him, you put him on a 5-year contract. You are getting the best. You are getting the best of his years in terms of until he's 31 years old. With a 1-year extension, if he fancies it, you know.
Rivalry's God, brother. Remember them days, eh? Yeah,
man.
Proper rivalry, man.
It was always, innit? Fergie and Wenger.
Now after Tottenham won a European, we finished, man. We finished, brother. The Spurs technically had a better season than us. Gutted, we have to call it, brother. We have to call it. You know, it's all right talking about finishing second. Arteta, not Arteta.
They did it on our watch, though, Norm. That's what burned me, boy. You're like, guys,
this is it.
not only that, we gifted him the goal. The Luke Shaw foolishness and Anana. Like, all Anana had to do was just put his boot through that ball, you know?
Yeah.
He dived in like, he actually jumped up in the air, then dived. Like, what are you doing? This is not ballet. Save the. Before I cuss, boy, Jesus, brother. I'm reliving it there, no. I'm getting vexed in my spirit. This brother, between him and Luke Shaw, if I never see him don another United shirt again, I'm cool with it. Honestly. And Luke's even doubting himself, even the way he's talking. He knows he ain't good enough anywhere, Norm. But he's on great money. So where does he go on that great money? Nowhere. No one's taking him. One of the teams come up. One of the teams coming up might take him. I don't know, Norm. Go and play for one of the promotion teams. Same with Hoyland.
Think realistically now, right? Okay, it looks like you're getting the Cunha deal over the line.
Yeah.
Realistically, how many players do you think you're going to get in this season, and how many players do you need to let go? And realistically, are you going to let go? Bear in mind, some of these players, like Luke Shaw, like what's his name? He's on 325.
Rashford.
That's crazy. Rashford is on 325. You got
Sancho's
Anthony,
on 250.
You got Sancho on 250.
And remember, they could just pay 5 million and say, yeah, take him back.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think I put it in the chat earlier.
And what's this?
Vision.
And what's this? You had to pay. Was it you had to pay? Pay Chelsea money with
so the money we got for getting to the Europa League final. 2/3 of that went to Chelsea because of Mason Mount's. You know they put in the add-ons.
Yeah.
One of the add-ons was making a European final and starting. So Ruben started him. I swear, it's like you can't make this up. So no one even read the man's contract to know that. Whoa, hold on. This is a money loser if we start this, brother. I think if he sat on the bench, no, I think it doesn't matter. I think making the final, it activated the clause. You know, remember it's Ballon d'Or. You know, no, they put some ones that are not achievable.
Yeah, these are all the different ones you got to meet. How old is Mason?
I'm not sure. I'm sure he's about 28 now, isn't he?
Okay.
27, 28. I'd have to look, Norm. But no, it was a head scratcher for me. It was like, brother, you literally, we lost the final and you lost us money all in the same breath. It was, yeah. For me, that's not sustainable business. I'm just clicking on his profile now. View player profile. What is he? Yeah, 26 now.
Okay.
26. So he's not even old. With the injuries that he's had. You have to remember.
You took him on what, a 4-year deal?
Yeah. Again, he's on about 240 now, 250 as well.
Yeah.
He played about
how many
10
times
games in 2 years?
That's crazy.
10 games in 2 seasons, if that.
That's great. Absolutely.
Now the manager fancies him for whatever reason. He just fancies him. But like we said to Eric Ten Hag, don't let these mans get you fired, you know. Don't put your faith in these mans because these mans have got history. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see.
Yeah. No, it's crazy, bro. Madness.
26 years old. He should be at the peak of his career now at 26.
Yeah.
Remember, he's won a Champions League with Chelsea before he came to us. So he knows how to win, but he don't have to stay fit. And what we don't want is another Luke Shaw, another Phil Jones on our hands where he's injured again. He's injured again. Like, nah.
Right, so Cunha at your 10, yeah. Striker-wise, what's going on? What's happening with the striking situation now? With Hoyland, Zertsky he says he wants to play as a 10. So, but I think Cunha obviously going to start before him. So,
but this is my solution because, like I said earlier, I think we'll stop with Rashford. You get a striking coach in, and Marcus has got to play the 9. If you're paying him that kind of money, you've got to play for the middle, my guy. I don't care. I actually don't mind. I don't mind Xerxes and Cunha in the 10, or Xerxes and maybe Kobe, because even Kobe's struggling in terms of his fitness, in terms of where does he play in the system. For me, you got to play Ahmad as a wing back. I want attacking wing backs next season, Norm. I don't want defenders as wing backs. So he's got a lot of adjusting.
So Ahmad on the right side.
I would put Ahmad on the same side as Cunha. So Cunha in the 10, Ahmad as his wing back. and they just overloop each other.
What on the left hand side or
Left hand side, yeah.
Okay, so where does Dogu play?
On the right hand side,
So is that
as a win back.
But is he
Well, he's played him on both now for whatever reason.
Right.
He played him on both.
Yeah,
because I thought he brought him in to be left sided, but he's played him on the right.
Yeah,
Static. Yeah, I think it is a good signing. He's got a bit of an attitude with him as well, and I actually like that. He's got a bit of stink about him. You know what I mean?
Okay, man. We'll see if you come back. Thanks for picking up the channel for us, man. Thanks for that.
And so, but like you said earlier, Norman, who do we realistically get out the door on these wages? That's always going to be our struggle. There's only 3 of them that are out of contract. Johnny Evans, Ericsson, and Lindelof are gone. Even though Evans has gone on tour, because he's that kind of guy. He's like, yeah, I'll come on tour, hang out with them before I retire. Because I think Evans is retiring rather than looking for more football. So he's gone on the tour. He's over there with them. He's a good lad. I like Evans. He's a good lad. We should never have sold him, actually, in my opinion. But hey, things happen. And he did all right at Leicester. You know what I mean? He was a good servant for Leicester. But there was no need for him to go. Like, even if he wasn't first choice, he's definitely a guy that doesn't let you down when he comes off the bench. But yeah, so he's retiring. So you've lost Lindelof's gone to work for another club. Ericsson still wants to keep playing. So them two are gone by natural courses. After that, we're looking at sales and loans. And like I said to JP, I would actually loan Hoyland out.
What about free? What about freeze? Free transfer. Look
at transfers.
Look at Sane.
Now free transfers. Angel Gomez.
Okay, bring him back from Lille.
Bring him back. Yeah. I'll bring him back for free. I'm bringing him back. Yeah. He's in the England setup now. No, he's not a scrub. Yeah. So for me,
I think it's because of his size, isn't it? I think that was thing because of his size.
But he can play at wing back. I actually don't mind these smaller wing backs. But you have to remember, we're going to play with 3 hardback central defenders and a hardback holding midfielder. Your wing backs can be light and quick on their feet. I don't actually mind that.
Yeah.
But, you keep it compact at the same time. So even Anthony, if we can't sell Anthony, I'm playing Anthony as a backup wing back.
What did Anthony come out? He came up. Did you read about this? Is a statement he come out? He said.
I read his whole story.
What did he say on that?
I think he had a bit of a mental breakdown in terms of everything that was going on with him and being in a strange country. It all just his head was gone, and then then his form went with that. So he had the court case going on. His form went. Eric Ten Hag sort of just dashed him to one side, and he said if it wasn't for his brother really encouraging him, he didn't know where he'd be. So this is why he took the loan. He just thought, okay, let me go to a new environment, better weather.
Does he want to stay there?
I think he does. But I don't know if they can afford him.
I was going to say, would Man United look at possibly loaning him out? I mean, can you afford to loan him out again?
This is the thing, Norm. Every time we loan the players out, we're playing at least half of the wages. So where does that free up money? Okay, you freed up Ericsson, Lindelof, and Johnny Evans' wages. Okay, it's probably quite a lot of wages if you think about it. Probably all on decent money, but still, you need some out the door. I'm not because this Man United always got money. Even when they say they're broke, there's money there, even if it's been done on debt. But for my thing is, trim that squad down, let that deadwood go. Like, and I think, and I have to give Lindelof, his dues. He's just like, you know what, this ain't for me, man. Like, they're and ahhing whether they want to keep me as a backup. Let me just help them out and tell them I'm off. And he's gone. Luke Shaw needs to go upstairs and rip up his contract and just say, listen, man, I've had my time. My body doesn't want to perform as a professional anymore. I'm just going to walk away. I'll go and coach a under 15 team somewhere or something. Because I'm not saying Luke Shaw doesn't have football knowledge, but his body's gone, Norm. His body's gone. I'm keeping Kaz, Norm. And I tell you why I'm keeping Kaz, because Kaz knows what it's about. You can't get rid of all the senior players and have a bunch of kids. It doesn't work. We've seen this. So you need some old heads to just pull someone by the scruff of the neck and say, hold on. Like, let's not do this. Because I saw him doing this to Garnacho and Ahmad when they were throwing little tantrums. He just pulled them to one side. Just listen, we're not doing this. Stop it. And I think if you get rid of all that, you've got no real senior voices. And I think that's a bad mistake there. Plus, if you're bringing in Cunha, that's a fellow countryman.
Yeah. And
You know
remember,
what I mean?
he's got a bit of temperament on him as
Yeah.
well.
So you
And
got a fellow countryman
yeah.
that can rein him in, and there's
Yeah.
no, you know what I mean? They're in there. Yes, Jason. So I'm actually keeping Casemiro. Yes, his money's huge, and people are saying that the owners were actually praying that we didn't win Europa League because he would have gone on to 500k a week.
Wow.
With that jump up bonus. So it makes everybody take another pay cut again because we're not in Europe. So, and they can afford to take a pay cut. I don't feel sorry for any of them, though. Allow it. You know what I mean? Take the pay cut, man. You weren't good enough. You haven't been good enough all season. So there's no there's no love lost for me there. I am Man United first before any of these players, and club first. Even over Ruben. If they decide at Christmas that this guy just not it, sack him and go again. I don't care. Yeah, sack him and go again. Because the truth is, he probably should have lost his job after losing that final to Spurs. Let's not be funny. We dominated possession, everything, and we still lost. We still made North London white. For what reason would we do that? And we did it. So for me, it's like he didn't get fired. And the thing is, if you were going to fire him, because you have to remember as well, he fell on his sword. I don't know if you heard this. He said there'd been no conversation, no compensation. I'll just walk if the management and the fans think I ain't it. He said it. Now he's actually telling you, fire me. I don't want no money either. Just let me go. Put me out my misery.
Yeah.
So he said that, and then in the next breath he said, we'll turn the corner. And then he said, there will be still some storms next season. No, bro, no. Turn the corner. We've had the storms, the hurricanes, the tsunamis.
Yeah. Stop the excuses, days. He's starting to sound like Arteta now. Stop
and for me, it's like there's a level of weak-mindedness that I don't like there. And for me, sack some of them young coaches. Get some senior coaches in as well, bro. Because I want to see some players improve under your leadership as a head coach.
Yeah.
And yes, they're your mates. I get it. You've been through the trenches. But sometimes when you come to a leveling up club like United, you have to just say, listen, man, you guys are young, man. Go back to Portugal and get some work there. And then maybe in 4 or 5 years' time, you're going to get picked up by managers that have seen your work. You know what I mean? Your CV looks good now. Yeah, these young coaches under 30 years old and all that nonsense. Like, no, bro, I don't want no coaches like that. Get some better. Fergie did it all the time, Norm. Freshen it up.
He was always reinventing himself, bringing in a new number 2. And that's why he was able to go as long as he did and win all those trophies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm hearing that Pep's just sacked a load of coaches at Man City as well. Because he knows he wasn't good enough this season. You go again, you bring some fresh coaches in, you go again. A different voice. A different voice. And Wenger realized this, Fergie realized it. Yeah, it needs a different voice. I'm going to be upstairs in the office, wheeling and dealing on the pitch.
And this is it for me. 6 years in now, I think we need a different voice for Arsenal. Arsenal need a different voice now. You know what I mean? Because we're hearing, we're that close. Yeah, small margins, very close, and I get goosebumps. He's using all these buzzwords. I'm like, come on, man, stop it.
I'd love to meet his missus, mate, because she's a special person. She's a gift unto the body of football. Because this guy tries to talk himself out of a wet paper bag. You're like, bro.
But D, a few seasons ago, you're saying, man, I go to this guy. So what is the reality kicked in now? You really trying to see now who Arteta really is.
No, from day one, you was telling me, D, he ain't it. And I'm like, give him a chance, Norm, give him a chance. And here we are 5 years later, and we're just like, yo.
You're hearing the same story, year in, year out. We're that close, guys. And this season, you know what I'm saying?
He doesn't survive, Norm. In Europe, man, like Ed, big up yourself, my guy.
Big up.
Is that your wedding picture there, my
yeah, man, yeah.
I see you, bro. I see you, man. love that.
Surrounded.
Mrs. said, make sure you get my wedding picture in.
You know the ones. That's the one, bro.
You know what I mean? Let them know, you know what I mean?
Watch that frying pan come by, you know what I mean? But yeah, I still find it hard to convince Ez, that Arteta ain't the man, because I don't know what it is that Ez feels. Yeah, but surely Ez, now you must see that this Arteta really ain't the guy.
He's won me over, Ez. He's won me over. I've been trying to convince Norman for the last 4 seasons, and now I'm saying, no, I think you're right, my guy. Because there's no evidence. You need to see evidence, Ez. Like tonight, you guys are gonna hopefully show Arsenal evidence again of silverware.
Completing the European Cups. Yeah, you win tonight. It's gonna be a tough game, not gonna lie. Yeah, you're looking nervous, you're feeling a little bit nervous there with this big game tonight. Oh, what's happening?
You froze us.
In fact,
oh, you go. Yeah, you're back now. You're back.
My internet's a bit jumpy, Noms.
Yeah. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what we said?
If I freeze again, I'll leave and come back.
Yeah, leave and come back.
I heard everything. I heard everything.
Yeah.
Let me reset and I'll answer your question.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. So D, man, I've been saying it, man. You know what I mean? He just ain't the man.
It's unfortunate, Norm. It's unfortunate because it's like anything, Norm. You hold him and you say, right, next season, and then you come short next season again. I think the fan base can lose their minds, and I think Berta will be put into a corner then to make a decision on the manager.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you don't bring in somebody with that, level of experience. You know what I mean? Because he's a totally different character. He's not a friend of Arteta. This is business now. Yeah, you've got American owners that them mans. Yeah, you see all them American owners. Yeah, I'm sure them billionaires. They all get together and go, look.
Yeah, they drink and probably go. Probably go to the derby together. The horse derby, Kentucky derby. I bet they'll meet at the Kentucky derby and all sorts.
100%
for the weekend.
They'll be sitting down with their big cigars and go, "Yo, man, what's happening?
Exactly. No.
You spend all this money. Look where your team is. Every year,
I guarantee you, these guys show up at the NBA final. They show up at the Super Bowl. They show up at the Kentucky Derby. I'm telling you, because it's money.
Yeah,
money begats money, as the Bible would say. You know what I mean? They're around each other. They're all rubbing shoulders and saying, "Yeah, man." So,
so Ez is in the building. Big up to you, Ez, man. So, to answer my question, go on.
Yeah, I mean, look. It's the worst time to talk about Arteta. You lot are on a low. It's easy to kick a dog when he's down. You know what I mean? And I could say the same for United. I can say the same for United right now. It's the worst time. I think this might, though. Norms, I'll say it here on Normski TV. Next season, he's got to deliver something. Otherwise, Ez will change his stance on Arteta if he doesn't deliver something next season. And I mean,
what's your expectation?
It needs to be FA Cup, Premier League,
Champions League.
Do you know what though? I'm not going to answer that until I see your window. I'm not going to answer that until I see your window. Because you do need to be harsh and stern. Get him a striker. Berta is there now. No excuses. Berta's there. He's going to negotiate, get top players in, whatever. And then after that, he's got the tools. If he's got the tools, we can really, really call him out. And that's what I think that's a fair view. You get him a guy Perez, he's got no excuse. If nothing else changes, you give him a guy Perez, he's got no excuse.
But he wants he wants Sesko though. He wants Sesko.
Sesko's better than what you've got, but he's not a needle mover for me.
He won't get us over the line. And he won't get us over the line.
I'll take Delap over Sesko. I'll take Delap over Sesko.
That's saying something.
But this is as well, Norm. You have to remember that Aubameyang and Lacazette were moved on by this manager, and he didn't replace either of them. No. So some of this is really on him, and people seem to forget that he had two strikers there that he just fell out with, or whatever really went on behind the closed doors, and he never replaced them. So he came with chest to say, "Yeah, I can do the false 19. Pep's taught me how to do it. I've watched Pep do it. I can do it." No, sir. You are incorrect. Because here we are. Here we are with Slot winning the title. I'm still annoyed about that. Even though I'm happy for Liverpool fans, I'm annoyed that this brother just came in one season just like that and won the title. When Arsenal was supposed to be him. Arsenal was him, Norm. John Wells.
Look at that. Big up to you, John Wells. If this is your first time on here, big up to you. Smash that like button. John Wales is saying, Wenger spent £60 million less than Arteta, and he was there 20 years.
That's
Now you
crazy.
could probably look at that in relative, but you spent 60 million less than Arteta, and people keep turning around and saying, "Oh, we need to back him. The club has backed him. Yeah, the owners have backed Arteta with £750 million, and they're going to now back him with probably another 200 million plus. That's going to probably be
now,
nearly £1 billion spent.
Norman, if you look at your Southamptons and these teams, they would love for their owners to be backing them to that hill and keeping them in the Premier League. Not going to happen though,
100%.
Because they kind of feed the clubs. Because that's why people will go after Tyler. Tyler Diblin's another one, Norm, that's been hinted with us as well. Tyler Diblin.
Yeah.
So there's another one that could either play in the 10 or as a wing back.
Yeah.
He's been relegated. He shouldn't be that expensive. You know what I'm saying? So there's, like I said earlier, Sun even Chelsea to a point, because they're not. I'm not sure you guys are convinced about Nicholas. We all need a bagsman. All three of our clubs need a bagsman. Go into summer and get him early.
Osterman, for you, yes,
Victor. Is that for you, as Victor?
Having Osterman all day.
Oh boy, Ez's internet is moving mad like.
Hold on, Jez. Let me fix this once and for all.
Yeah. So go on, say D. What you saying?
Yeah. So as much as do you guys have to get anyone out, Norm? Really and truly, I think you guys are quite good with
the thing is, in terms of FFP and PSR, we're okay, but we need to get rid of the deadwood. As simple as because that will help towards whatever monies we're gonna spend on other targets. You look at the left back area, So you've got in there right now. Tommy Ashley is out injured. He's not going to be back until the beginning of or towards the end of 2025, 2026. Yeah. Same with Jesus. Yeah. He's on 260k. Yeah. Same with bring him back in again. Right. The same. Then you've got in the left back position where we spent nearly 200 million. Trying to sort out that position. So you've got Zinchenko, right? Who's
not really left back there, Norm, is he?
Well, not even. Well, the only left back there, real left back there, is Kieran Tierney.
He's Tierney, you don't fancy him.
So. The rest of them are either. Well, one is a central defender, which is what's his name, right? Calafiori.
Yeah.
Right. But you're playing. What's his name there? Miles Lewis Skelly there.
Yeah.
Who's a
midfielder, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a midfielder.
Yeah.
You played when Timber first come, Timber was playing at left back.
Yeah, he was,
Yeah. Then the injury happened to him. And then the injury happened to what's his name, White, and then he started to play over the right back, which evidently looked like
Ben White. Yeah, forget about Ben White.
He's locked that place down for the right hand side.
Just like I forgot about Leach and all.
Yeah.
Leach is coming back. I actually forgot he still played for us. That's how long he's been injured.
Yeah.
Again, Leach are back in the mix. So we can afford to offload some defenders as well.
Yeah. We need to offload. We still. I mean, we've ended up giving Lokonga an extension or whatever it is. We've extended.
Really?
They've
I think so. They could sell him as I think.
Who's going to buy him though?
Who knows?
Who's going to buy him?
They've activated it. They've activated that extra year.
I think this is what we have to hope, Norm. For especially for both our clubs, like Ez's club has no problem selling players. We have to hope that these three promoted teams are looking for some Premier League ready-ish players that we can, like say, even if they go on loan, just to get them out the door
off the wages. Get the wages off the books. Yeah.
That's what we have to hope, because they probably looked at the model of the three that just got relegated and said, "Yo, they didn't even really compete." So if they're going to come up, they're going to want to compete. So maybe
I think Leeds coming up. I think they will do okay.
Yeah, Leeds they've always got a bit about them.
I mean, look, they're already spending money on their stadium as well. So
right,
yeah.
So that parachute money.
Sunderland back up, so there's going to be the
Sunderland, northeast.
They're looking at Jordan Henderson.
Are they?
Oh,
yeah, they want to bring him back, and he's thinking about it as well.
Why not?
See, yeah.
Why not?
I mean,
it's his boyhood club. You know what I mean?
He's back in England squad as well.
Back in England squad. He's probably had enough in Netherlands now. In Holland. I reckon if they can get a wage structure that works, I think he'll go back.
Yeah, bring him back. Yeah.
D, I was going to ask you, D. I'm hearing that no decision's been made on Sancho. Would you want him back?
No, because I tell you why, Ez. There's a whole thing with the fan base, and I think him coming back, I think just going to get abused. If it doesn't perform, he's going to get absolutely crucified, and I wouldn't want that for the kid. Like, it's actually better if you don't take him. It's better that his agent gets him a move abroad. Just get him gone.
Yeah,
you know,
probably go back to Germany or something.
Yeah, but then it would mean, just like with Rashford, he's got to humble himself and take a bit of a pay cut to get the
pay cut. Yeah. Well, if we don't, if we don't take him and we pay a fine to send him back, that's alarming. That he has to have a look at himself and go, wow, someone would rather pay 5 million not to have me, rather than to pay, a discounted price for me. He's got to look at himself if that's the case. Yeah, absolutely. And I want to keep him. Keep him, but it looks like, I reckon if we were going to keep him, the noises would be out there right by now.
Already, and that's what I think as well.
And he hasn't started him tonight. He started him almost every other game. He started him pretty much most other games. He hasn't started him tonight, and that's kind of
that's a red flag, isn't it? That is a red flag because if he's fit and that's the direction that you want to go in, surely you start him tonight.
Yeah, no. I'm not feeling this game at all tonight, D. Not and Normski. I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling this match at all.
What's why are you not feeling it? You're getting goosebumps like Arteta.
Is Anthony starting this?
Anthony's starting, yeah. Anthony's starting.
Wow.
Shame, I thought it was like 8 o'clock kickoff.
No.
Yeah. Is he in the lineup? He's in the lineup. That's what he's asking.
Right. Yeah, Anthony, yeah.
Yeah, Anthony starting.
I said to Norm, we spoke about him earlier, and I said to Norm that I think he wants to stay there.
Yeah, but he was trying. He was in tears about talking about his time at United.
Yeah. I said to Norm that wasn't a good time for him.
I reckon, your club needs to start doing some sort of thorough recruitment process.
Yeah.
Not just about the player's ability, not just about if they would fit in the squad, but are they made to handle what it takes to play for United? Right. Because unless you've got an agenda, you've got to see that United have a target on their back, regardless. You regardless, you can win a cup, and like, for example, you won the FA Cup last season. There were still targets on United because of where you finished in the league. And it's just like that.
It's the way they recruit as well, is because you remember with Fergie is going to Ezzy's yard to meet mum and dad.
Yeah.
And Ezzy's siblings and get a feel of what home life is before you meet somebody and settle down and marry. Because I remember Fergie used to insist on this, that is she long term? Yeah, put a ring on her finger, please. I need you settled down. I don't need you hitting the clubs at the weekend after the games and get yourself in bother. Fergie was one for that. You know what I mean? So all this Rashford and Sancho madness, they're not settled human beings. And so football, it's like football is their escapism when they're playing well. But when they're not playing well, the whole thing's a train crash. And that's what happened with Anthony. Everything just caved in on him. So he's found redemption there. They love him. The fan base love him. He's performed very well. And for me, I'm like, why would you come back to United? Stay there, right? Enjoy your football. Better weather. You're just playing better football. And it's, I don't know, man. Because I think they may have already qualified for Champions League in their league position. I can't remember now. I think they
Who's that? Real Betis.
So this win would just give another team a Conference League position in their league. I think. I'm sure
I think they got Europa. I think
Europa. Okay.
Yeah,
So
they finished sixth. If that's Europa, I think.
Yeah,
I think they got
six.
six.
Yeah, six.
So, but either way, go on.
No, I was going to say quick because I've got to dash off in the next 15-20 minutes. Well, no,
right.
I want to just be quick. It's gone quick. I just want to ask this quick question. A lot of people are up in their feelings with regards to Chelsea celebrating fourth place. What your thoughts on that? Because listen, at the end of the day, I keep saying Arteta, Wenger, all those years ago said that, top four is like a trophy and people have ridiculed him and whatnot. And listen, this run for fourth place or, that Champions League spot, it pretty much went down to the wire. Listen, Aston Villa missed out. The controversy with the goalkeeper, the ball, he wasn't in control of the ball and Aston Villa written to the PGMLO, but it ain't going to make no difference. Aston Villa shot themselves in the foot because they fell off a little bit, losing from winning positions and stuff like that. So that's another issue. But let's come back to Chelsea. Listen, you win if you win the Conference League tonight. That would essentially put you into the Europa League, but it doesn't matter because you are now in the Champions League anyway. Celebrating that. I think people were saying that a team like Chelsea, who've spent all that money, and if it was, say, Arsenal, who were celebrating second place, people are having a go at Arsenal for whatever. Now, is it because of the expectations in the terms of Chelsea wasn't expected to maybe compete for the league or end up, say, going for the league or coming second like we do, which is now 3 times in a row now, and the expectation is if you look at when we did that last time. We won the league. We did a league double, in 2002, after we finished 3 times consecutively in second place, right? Yeah. But with Chelsea celebrating that, was it over the top, or would you please for them? Is Maresca, is his job on the line, or is he safe for another year?
Fun. No, good question. One I'd love to answer. Was it last year that Gary Neville said Bowley's blue £1 billion bottle jobs? That's what he called us. Exactly. And that was big, papered over everything, all the papers, all the Sky News, all the outlets. So to go from that to getting a top 4 finish when at points we were written off, them boys have a right to celebrate. Another thing I can say is that Caicedo, big up Junior, Caicedo, Lavia, Neto, Jackson, Cucurella, Colwill, Tossin, just to name you a few, have never played Champions League in their life. Never. So it's all good saying Chelsea. Yeah, we've been there before. We've won it. But a good 60% of this squad have never played Champions League before. Never been there. So
it's a big deal for them.
It's a massive deal. No matter how much they cost, no matter where they've been, where they haven't been, they've never been there. So it's a step closer to a promised land, if you want, to something they've never been to. Plus, just like you, D, they've got all in their contracts. You get Champions League football, you get a wage hike.
Exactly.
Of course they're going to celebrate. And equally, if they come out of the Champions League again, they get wage cuts. So, look, half of them never been there before. That's probably the reason. If you ask me this time next season, if we achieve, 3rd, 4th, 2nd, and they celebrate like that, I have a bit more of a problem because you lot been here now. You know what I mean? But they've never been here before, so they have every right to celebrate. From Bowley's blue £1 billion bottle jobs to Champions League when they were written off. And Maresca, back to Maresca. Maresca, I've always liked him. There's been frustrating moments, but for an apprentice learning on the job, he ain't done bad. With a young squad, with an inexperienced squad, he hasn't done bad, and he might get us a bit of silverware tonight. That'll be a step in the right direction. And he's bought some more time from the fan base if he does that. Let's see if they back him in the summer now that he's done.
If he happens to lose tonight, do you think the club will still back him?
Well, I'll answer it another way. If I had to choose between Champions League, beating Nottingham Forest, and this game, I would have chosen Champions League. So tonight is more of icing on the cake. You should be winning this cup.
Yeah.
I'm not going to act like I won't be disappointed if we don't lose it, because it will be news. It will be news. It will be a little bit of like a little, when you turn your head like this, I'll be looking at him a bit like that. If he lose, you know what I mean? Okay. Maresca, if you could, you know what I mean? If you can hear me, Maresca, don't put a stench in this. Yeah. Just finish the job. All right.
I completely. I think for you, it's just about completing that set, isn't it?
Just finish it. I don't want to be here again.
No London team can talk to you. No London team.
Of course. And you don't want to have to be here again to get the set. So just get the set and come out of this one time. Boom. Done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't want to be here. No one wants to be here. So at least you can say we done it and then done. So let's see. I'm not feeling good about the match. One thing I want to rant about quickly, Jackson, man. Jackson has no business being in this game after he just had to elbow the man in his head 2 days ago, leaving his team that is fighting for Champions League without a striker. We've had to play Neto up front. We've had to play academy products up front to get the job done. And Jackson's now walked into the final line. I don't like that.
Oh, he started him.
He started him. Now, unless he said to him, go and make it up to all your fans and your teammates and go and score. Go and score tonight. But you see, I'm watching him closely tonight. Jackson, if you can hear me, if you happen to tune into Northsea TV to get some motivation before the match, Jackson, if you dare mess this game up, I will never forgive you. Well, I will, but I won't. You know what I mean, Jackson? You know what I mean?
I hear that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, my Christian obligation says I will, but yeah, you know what I'm saying to you. It's a warning.
Yeah. No, I hear that.
But listen, correct, isn't it?
Listen, D, have you got the what's going on?
Oh man,
how did we end up?
The last time for this season, and then
how did we end up?
And then I will share the what's going on prediction league table as well. And at least I've done better in that than I have with my team. Sending that now. Right, let me share this with the community. Right, here we go. So, Big D, if you want to just fire through that as quickly as you can.
Man. So, big up Simon Jones, man. He's been Mr. Consistent this season. So, congratulations to him and decent score as well. Most people were averaging in the 2.4s. So, for him to go 2.508, he's an absolute blinder. He's consistently scored over 50 points pretty much every game week.
Wow.
So, tip my hat to him, you know what I mean? Chasing back, we were just chasing back. It's good to see is in that top 10, top half of the table, as well as Malcolm X at 7.
She's disappointed. She's absolutely disappointed.
Yeah, because she made some good progress, but you know what it's like? You see how I dropped? The reason why I dropped, I never got a captain's armband pick right from game week 28. 10 game weeks I got the captain's armband wrong. So that's why I'm where I am now. Because I was right on Simon. And then I just fell off, boy. Just dropped the bag, as they would say. Fumbled it home. So, but that's it. There's an element to look at, you guys know, you know what I mean? And that's it. So you see Doug Grady and Manny leapfrog me and I never got back in the mix. So that's football, man. Scott from the future in the top 8, in the top 10. And who's that there? I can't even see that one there. It's not even opening for me. Nah, that's mad. But yeah, appreciate everybody that's come through. Obviously Harley Ryder is the one that Chili said we can't take notice of. He has to be.
Yeah.
So I've actually got a Champions League finish, man. So I'm happy in 4th. You know what I mean? I've got a Champions League, mate. I'll be wearing my Juve top in the Champions League. but I'm going there.
Man. Big up to the people. Big up to the people that took part in it, and I'm sure when the new season starts,
we'll go again. Yeah,
Big D will send out the link. I think you put it in the chat last time, didn't you? Or what?
I put it in the chat, and then I put it on one of the shows before. I put it on one of the summer shows, the transfer shows.
That's what you're probably gonna have to do is maybe every now and again share it, and I'll pin it in the chat,
and we'll go again. Yeah,
we'll go again next year, but. I think really the real most important part of this show, who kissed their teeth? Right, there's no.
And there was 16 of us as well, Norm. 16 of us that did this, which was there was no 17 from 17.
Yeah, there's no VAR involved in here. There's no VAR. So what's happening here? Who do you guys want to win on the 31st?
Oh, Champions League final.
Champions League.
Ah, right, yeah.
Who's in the final again?
Inter, PSG. Well, that says it all. That says it all.
It does.
Inter Milan. Yeah, I want Inter D.
I think Inter Milan.
I don't think PSG have ever won it. It'd be nice for a newbie.
I heard that. Listen, to be honest, I don't mind which club win it. You know what I mean? But I'll probably more root for Inter Milan to do it. If I, to be real about it, I think that's who I would do. But listen, this is really more important than Inter Milan. You understand? Right?
Look at Novsky with the C, you know. Novsky come with chest with the C, boy.
Wow.
Hold on a minute. Let me.
Kofi fumbled the bag, you know, guys.
Wow.
He was cruising.
Yeah, bro.
Cruising.
Well, as you can see, people, 38
games
played.
Third.
38 games played, and let me just say, starting from 6th place, we go with JP. Look at those reds. This is JP going for Man United every time, and even when he went
until last week,
he went against Man United. He said Villa 2-0, and what happened?
Man United went 2-0. I'm like, brother. When I saw that, I just like laughing. I'm like, JP,
you can't win. But listen, JP on 10 points. Yeah. What's
that?
12 points off of 5th place. Chile on 22 points in 5th place. In that, if we want to call it Champions League, we can call it that, or the Europa League. It don't matter.
It's accurate.
As finishing exactly what his team finished, 4th.
Yeah, I'll tell you that.
25 points. And to be honest, that's great, Edge, because you haven't really done well in the past, you know what I mean? But I think you spent a little bit, you spent a little bit of money on your predictions, and you've come true. Yeah, you know what I mean? And then there's Big D in 3rd place on 20. Well, sorry. Oh, actually, Big D and Edge tied.
Yeah.
But because of Big D's
better form.
That green got me.
You're lucky, D.
That one green, you know. I think I got 2 all season, though. Season, man.
Yeah.
Very hard to predict.
Kofi kind of just dropped off. Like, I don't know what's going on
Reds,
here,
man.
All those Reds, brother. You know what I mean? And he was doing quite well at the start of the season. He was chucking in a few greens, he was running away with it. And then man said, nah. Not this one. See, Arteta, if you're watching this, this is the way you do it. This is how you get it over the line. Yeah. I didn't bottle it this time. Kofi bottled it, but I didn't bottle it. Top winning champions. On 35 points. Now, guys, as we go throughout the summer, we have to marinate and find out what we are going to do for JP.
You have to think about that. You have to think about that.
You have to think about this one. Yeah, absolutely think about it. So in the chat, people, when you see us next week, Wednesday, come with your suggestions of what we should be giving JP, because he has to do this live on the What's Going On podcast. He has to do the forfeit. You know, we said about wearing another shirt. You know what I mean? Rival shirt. He said he ain't having that. He ain't wearing Arsenal. He ain't wearing. I don't think he's wearing any shirts. Liverpool, he ain't wearing that. So we have to think of something. So let's be putting our thinking caps on, guys, in the community. Put your thinking caps on regarding that. But listen, people. Let me just say this. It has been a fantastic season in the sense of the What's Going On podcast, and you, the community, just being there every week, supporting us. Subscribing to the channel and that, and the channel has grown in the last year. So I'm really appreciative to everybody. Want to thank Mr. Big D. I want to thank Mr. Fab S, who will be chucking in the.
It's gonna be busy. It's gonna be busy.
We go. Fab S will be there. Here we go. Big up to Chili Kofi in the chat. Chili, I'm quite actually surprised that he didn't come on tonight and play some mud. You know what I mean? So,
disappointed.
With his Spurs top on, just a banter.
Very, very disappointed. But I'll have to have a little quiet conversation in Chili's here to find out what he will be doing the upcoming season, because I need to see a bit more of his face, and I'm sure we will have a quiet little conversation there. But big up to Chili, big up to JP for coming on the show, and any guests that we've had on Yassa, big up to Yassa if you're not in the chat, but big up to you for coming in when Ez has been here. Really appreciate it. I had a couple of other guys on the show as well. Big up to you. Big up to everybody that supported us throughout the season. And we are going to be going into the transfer merry-go-round. This is where it is now. So there's going to be a lot of rumours and whatnot, guys. And for Arsenal, we need to get that Gyökeres over the line. It looks like we're going to get Zubi, but we need to get that Gyökeres over the line and then sell a few players. And yeah, next closing on Arteta, he needs to come true next season. Yeah, he has to come true next season. If he doesn't,
no hiding place.
Out. I want him out. But you know, top fans are going to say, bro, just give him another season. You know what I mean? They're going to find another excuse. I guarantee you. Yeah. But the season is closing in on him. The net is closing in on him. And Big Berta is there waiting with his cheese fire, to do whatever he needs to do. He will be going back to Josh Kroenke and saying, listen, I spent all this money. Yeah. I spent all this money. What's happening there? I spent all this money, and this is what he's chucking up. This is what he's chucking up. Junior's saying, great show, guys. Was hoping Chile was going to be on, and so many being on this season was really good. Thank you very much, Junior. Thank you. You always been there.
Big up to
AFC, Jason Carter. Big up to Todd Bruger. If I go back, I don't want to get myself into trouble. Static is always there. Eric H, Big H, Black Solutions, My Black Solutions. Just going back. Jonathan Robuski. Sounds Polish. Who else was there? I saw another name that I'd seen in the chat before. I think it was further down. I can't remember what his name is, but I don't know if it's the first time he's been on the show, but big up to him. John Wells, big up to you every time. And all those people that have been in the chat in the past, yes, as I said. Shane
shout out my little sister as well, Nomsky. She's been checking on us. So
yeah, big up to Leonie. Big up to Leonie. That's what I say. If I start saying names, I'm going to get myself.
I know you get in trouble in it. You know what? Yeah, and your nephew, Norm.
Yeah.
Ricardo, man, not Ricardo. Big up yourself.
Big up to Ricardo.
Big up to Ricardo. Big up to
Emery. Big up to Jay. Who's always trolling me. I've got to do a guard of honor. We're doing a show at home with the Normskis. We will be doing a show together. I have to do a guard of honor for her that will be pre-recorded guard of honor. Then we will be doing a live show. So look out for that, people.
Good stuff.
For that. That will be coming to a town near you. But people, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, man.
I'll see you on the next What's Going On podcast next week. Listen, take care. Look after yourselves. Let me find it. Where is it? There it is. And I'll see you on the next one. Subscribe and share. Take care. God bless.